Dark days, overwhelmed, trapped in a maze. Small business owner, stress had me in a daze. Every problem piled up, couldn't catch a break. Thought I couldn't make it, my dreams were at stake. But then I found a group that changed my whole perspective. Our success group of a community so effective. We all chasing that dream, sharing struggles and fears. They understood my journey, wiped away my tears. Together we grow through, we rise above. No more feeling sad, we're fueled by love. Our small business is shining, reaching new heights. With the support of our success group, we're taking flight. The power is strong, the vision so clear. Building our dreams with no more fear. Together we're resilient, unstoppable force. With our success group. Together we grow through, we rise above. No more feeling sad, we're fueled by love. Our small business is shining, reaching new heights. With the support of our success group, we're taking flight. The power is strong, the vision so clear. Building our dreams with no more fear. Together we're resilient, unstoppable force. With our success group.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Oh, where's Aaron?
He's here.
Oh.
Okay, what's going on here? Now I'm covering everybody. Well, there we are. That's better.
We thought we had it right, and it was not.
I thought I had it set up in the right spot.
All right. Well, we're good.
We're here.
Let's try again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rising Tide Talks. I'm Kylene, and I encourage transformation with positive energy.
And I'm Becky, and I believe it takes a village to run a business.
And they were trying to kick me out, but I am here. Oh, no, I'm kidding. This is Aaron Montgomery with our success group. And this is a big part of what we do at our success group. Just how do we fall deeper in love with our business? And a big way is just having these conversations. And that's what I love about Rising Tide Talks is opportunities to have conversations with not only Kylene and Becky, but everybody that tunes in live. And I see we've got lots of people tuned in already. So that's pretty exciting stuff. In fact, you guys want to go ahead and say hi here before we get rolling? Okay. So we've got Darren checking in. He says, evening, everyone. Darren, I missed you in Kansas City. I know you weren't sure if you were going to make it, but I wanted to know how the surgery went and how you're doing. So, love to hear from you. Craig posted in Entrepreneur Success Hub that he had an alternate appointment, but it showed tentative on his calendar. So I said, hey, does that mean you're going to be running his wedding out? But he is here. So thanks for being here, Craig, if you haven't found a way into the other event. And we've got Barb checking in here. Good evening, Barb. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see here. Who else do we got? Chuck, hello. Good evening. Thanks for being here. And Chandler tuned in. And Chandler says, hey, all three of you. Yep. All right. And then Sandy, hello. Thank you for being here, Sandy. And Craig, awesome. Love having you along for the ride here. Also curious, Craig, how's Web Wednesday treating you today? So let me know what's happening on your website there. And Rena, hello, and thanks for being here. Okay. Did I get everybody?
Looks like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
So what's next, Kylene?
All right. We're going to start with some gratitude. We love to start with gratitude because gratitude is our superpower. When we choose to really appreciate the things that we have in our life, we we raise our vibration. We start attracting more good things. We start training our brain to look for the good instead of, looking for problems and things like that. And so we want to raise the energy and vibration here. And so if you guys are listening, please share what you're grateful for today. We'd love to hear it. Becky, Aaron, which one of you do you want to start with your gratitude today?
I think I better start since I was given the week off last week. But so man, lots of here's what I'm going to be grateful for today that really stands out for me is each of our superpowers. Right, I was thinking about this today as I was talking to somebody, and then also creating a post about the Summit of Success coming up, and the fact that we have figured out an event that we can all bring our superpowers to bear to make it even more incredible than each of us individually. I think that's pretty darn cool. So just having the superpowers, the strengths that we have, is what I'm very grateful for.
Love that. How about you, Becky?
Mine's going to sound weak after that one. No, I'm really, honestly, I'm very grateful right now for the sunshine the last few days. We are not sub-zero temperatures. We are 40s plus. Can stand out in the sun and soak up some vitamin D. And I was just able to get outside yesterday for a little bit. So I feel like I'm maybe coming out of hibernation. That's what I think I've been doing.
Like it.
I feel you.
I am grateful for the sun and the sunshine and the warm temps this week.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm really grateful for that as well. But I'm also really grateful just to have the community of people that I have around me. This week was the Masters of Success week. And so whenever I start my week, I always feel really energized and centered and supported. So I'm grateful for everyone in MOS.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That is awesome. All right. Darren said he did make it. Okay. I missed him. Looked for you, but I think you were giving your class, and surgery went well. Back to work on Friday. Okay. Well, that's good news that you're able to go back to work. I'm not sure it's good news that you're going back to work, but I know that Darren's a firefighter, and we need him there protecting people. So, all right. And Chandler says, okay, you all did it last week. So I'm so grateful to have been a part of the gratitude shift, and the beautiful words, Kylene Shea Montgomery. And that's
wow, you said it right.
I know. I realized that after I said it right that I blew my opportunity, but Kylene put into my story. Yeah. And okay. Oh, cool. Marina says, I'm grateful that we found a venue this last weekend for my son and his fiance's wedding. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Good deal. All right.
Love it.
Well, what else is everybody grateful for there? Appreciate you guys sharing that, Chandler and Rena. And so if anybody else that's tuned in live right now, or if you are listening to the replay version of this, go ahead and put them in the comments. I really do try to get to all the comments as best I can. So if you put something in the comments that you were hoping for a reply and you didn't get one from me, could you just tag me on it, and just at Aaron there, or at our success group, either way, whatever's easiest for you. And we'll make sure that we reply to all that. But, there's only so much scrolling I can do. So gotta kind of figure that out. Yes, let's see here. Okay. So Craig is sharing, this is one of my web presence that needs updated. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're, yeah, so that comment got popped in there a couple times, but curious what you got there, Craig. So share with us. And Chandler says, "Love gratitude time." Awesome.
And then Rena has a comment on there too. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I missed that one.
It's at the bottom.
Oh, there we go. I'm also grateful that I've built a business that will help pay for it. Yeah, that's weddings are not cheap. So
even when you try to go small.
Yeah.
Right.
Kylene and I tried to go small, and still managed to spend a few dollars on it. So it was fun. It was great. And Rena, I would just kind of applaud you. Right. You've built a business. I love underline, highlight. I've built a business that will help pay for it. Pretty darn cool.
Yep. That's awesome.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to get into the topic here? I feel like
Yes.
since I was gone, I have to keep things marching forward, but it was probably way better last week without me changing gears all the time.
No
Um,
comment. I'm just
what did
kidding.
you guys talk about last week?
Talked about gratitude shift book.
And Summon of Success.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew that. I did watch the replay, but
You're testing us to see if
I was
we
just
remembered.
testing. No, I was just
I was
testing.
glad Chandler said what we talked about last week so that I could
You could
remember.
remember. I love it. Thank you, Becky, for your
I
honesty.
cheated.
Okay. Well, I did have a topic that I thought, and I know we've got a few topics left from the listeners. We didn't forget about them. Still on the list here. Pull it out here and let me find it. Well, where did it go? Well, it's in here somewhere. Anyhow, we've got the other topics from listeners on the list, but this came up recently, and we just thought that, you know what, let's cover this today and see what happens, and then we can come back, next Wednesday and start getting into some of those things there. But Squirrel got me here. Sandy says, I'm grateful for all these wonderful people here. Agreed, Sandy. I guess the topic that I was hoping to hear, and again, I'm really looking forward to hearing from everybody in the comments, definitely from Becky and Kylene here, but things are a little bit crazy right now, right? I mean, we can all be honest that feels a little hectic in the world in general, right? And Kylene, you work at a government agency, so there's been some real stuff happening there, right? You hear the stuff in the news, but then to kind of be that close to it, what's that been like at the Veterans Administration lately?
I'd say heavy. It feels heavy because, you're not only worried about your own livelihood, right? But then you're concerned for your coworkers, you're concerned for the mission of what we're doing, serving the veterans. And then you have to put on a face for the veterans and reassure them when you don't really know. That part it's hard. It's exhausting. So yeah, I would say heavy would be a good word to
Okay. All
describe
right.
that.
And again, this is not to get political or anything like that. We're not even going there. We're actually kind of going to get somewhere after this. But beyond that, right? The rest of costs are a little bit out of whack in certain places. It feels like you see all of the jokes or memes, whatever you want to call those, about like eggs. I read one the other day where somebody says, "Yeah, I was making eggs for breakfast and I broke one, and the insurance adjuster's on their way."
We said we were going to play poker with them, but I didn't want to play high stakes this last weekend.
Yeah. There you go. I like that one way better, Becky. Right. So, and that's obviously in eggs but just kind of across the board, there's pressure on families and pressure on small businesses. Becky, I noted in Entrepreneur Success Hub, I really appreciate your comment that you put in there about pricing. So, Becky, has it felt a little bit kind of off in, from your perspective too?
The last 2 months for me have just been slow.
Okay.
I mean, it just, now whether that's my doing a little bit, for sure, but there's just changes happening and everybody's trying to make the adjustments to go forward with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys, Chandler says, Becky, did you see my egg TikTok?
No, but I'm going to be going there when we're done.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we just take a break and pull it up right now?
I don't know. Sometimes her TikToks are not the right spot. So we better censor that first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, put it on the delay. Okay. But, I guess my point is, I'm not trying to create all this negativity. Obviously, that's not what we're all about here. It's called a rising tide, not a tide that's taking us under or something along those lines. Barb, you're going to make me a little bit frustrated here.
Oh boy.
Barb says, thank goodness we have chickens. I do call all their eggs the golden eggs. Kylene, what did I want in spring this last year? Come on. I'm waiting.
I'm with
We
Kylie.
can get fresh eggs from Kathleen.
I'm still
We
waiting
have
for
a
those.
source.
We have a source. Yeah, but she's probably dealing those on the side, making a fortune. Um,
True.
all right. So point being, right, like it can bring on some fears, some anxieties, some worries. And I guess for me, it's like, what's next, right? How do we know if we're making the right move? I guess I have a certain opinion, but I want to hear from you guys first. As business owners, how do we manage that? When we kind of slip into that fear and we're wondering what's next, and kind of going, okay, are we making the right moves? Becky, you were talking about pricing, right? Like, oh, okay, I was having some conversations. You talked in the Masters of Success Slack a little bit about pricing too, and how that's something that you're kind of noodling right now, right? So what do you guys do? Becky, I'll start with you.
As far as pricing, or as far as
I mean, it could be either, right? Like, we don't need to go into the pricing conversation, I don't necessarily think, but the point for me is, okay, world's a little bit crazy. It's shifting. It feels a little bit funky right now. It feels unpredictable, I guess is probably the best word. I think you said that earlier, Kylene. And
Mm-hmm.
and as a business owner, that kind of unpredictability, and in your case, Becky, you're talking, about some slowness, right? Like that can be very anxiety
mm-hmm.
riddled, can drive some fear. It can make you kind of question yourself a little bit.
Oh, but yeah, that's been hitting the last couple of weeks.
Okay. All right.
you
So,
know,
yeah, talk to us about that.
it, yeah, because there's been comments, different comments about going somewhere else. You see different posts about other shops being used and wondering why you're being overlooked, or why it's not coming your way. But I also, in the last couple of days, have had a few messages that say, I appreciate you. I'm
Mm.
thankful for you. I'm, appreciate your time, all that kind of stuff. So, hearing those and just feeling that, like, I didn't ask for it. I didn't feel like I did anything extra to deserve the comment.
Yeah.
And so I really did just soak those in because I needed them,
Oh,
you know. And we had a store that was opened up for something, that something got canceled. We had 20 some orders in there.
Mm.
I was thankful I was able to just roll it into the next thing. I know there's other businesses out there that would have just said, well, you guys ordered them, you had it set up. It's not my fault that your stuff didn't go through. It's already in motion. You're getting your shirts anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not me. I can't do that.
Mhm.
I can't have all these people walking around with these shirts that just,
Yeah.
for an event that
Yeah.
didn't happen. That just can't happen.
Yeah.
So, we made the best of the situation for what we could, and let everybody know that they were going to go towards the next event. And if they didn't want it, they needed to let me know. And we worked with those that chose to not roll them forward. So,
Yeah.
That's how I see. I see
Yeah.
working with your customers. I see taking care of your customers.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to lose on it by any means,
Sure.
but I also knew that I couldn't not move things
Yeah.
around for the
Mhm.
customers.
Yeah.
So,
You had to stay within who you are, and that's doing the right thing. And whether that right thing can maybe be costly, right? You could certainly plant your flag and die on the hill, so to speak. But you chose to do right by your customers, and I think, but what I loved as you talked about that, Becky, was hearing you say, you were soaking in the appreciation, right? You were looking for the gratitude. You were looking, because it is really easy to find, like you said, for whatever reason, they use somebody else, or the negative stuff, just like boom, right? We're actually tuned to look for that stuff, but the reality is there's just as much good stuff happening, but we got to tune ourselves to look for that a little bit.
Right.
And I think you've done a great job with that. So kudos to you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just creating that win-win, right? You made it in a way where it still benefited and appreciated your customers, but also helped you, so you weren't just out all of that, you pushed it forward to the next event. So I think that's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So Kylene, what about you?
Yeah.
What's your take on that
Um,
idea that I threw out before Becky shared what she shared?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to what she was saying, leaning into the relationships that are important and really understanding and appreciating those relationships, making them even stronger in times of uncertainty, reminding myself of my why and my gifts and how that could strengthen that relationship even more so I can
Yeah,
be there for the people that I'm serving. So um, yeah, just really remembering my why and then for me, relationships are really important and lifting people up, especially this kind of time. I don't know. I feel like when it's uncertain, I feel like I need to be there for myself, right, to take care of myself and all of that. But also, I get a lot of benefit from being there for other people too, um, and using those skills. So
yeah.
that's probably what I would say in moments of uncertainty.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And to share, Barb put a couple comments in here, right? So from a practical standpoint, um, she said I went through all my subscriptions to find out exactly what I do need. Amazing how many subscriptions I wasn't using. One way to decrease expenses. And then I'm waiting to see if blank costs are going to increase. Business supplies and inventory costs could end up being additional expense, right? So planning ahead, making sure you have a good handle on
Mhm.
your numbers. Those are
Yep.
fantastic ways to deal with some of this stuff. I said that I have a pretty strong opinion on this, and so as business owners, I do truly believe that we are gifted this opportunity to be a business owner. I know it's difficult. I know there's hard things, but it's not for the faint of heart. I'm actually part of a local kind of networking entrepreneurs group here called Experts for Entrepreneurs. And the guy who runs that, every meeting, he reminds us that we're freaks, that we're we're the ones willing to put ourselves out there and take on all the responsibility. And I think part of that is just the fact that we've been gifted some amazing strengths that allow us to do those things, right? Whether
Mhm.
it is your side hustle and you're trying to share your gifts, or whether it is your business and you're also caring for your family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, we are the change makers. I do really believe that. And so I think that, honestly, the more unpredictability that I sense, the more I want to be at the front of the pack, right? I want to be out there, I guess, kind of taking the arrows, so to speak. And, and so some of the things that show up for me, what you just talked about there, Kylene, right? Showing up for your relationships, showing up for your customers, same thing that Becky did, right? She had every single right to go, this is the policy. Sorry, not my
Mhm.
fault that your event didn't happen. And obviously you wouldn't have said it that way, but it probably would have kind of come across that way,
Mhm.
right? And so you chose, let me find a way to make this a win-win, right? And in doing so, you had to look for some of that appreciation, some of that gratitude. Yeah, so just tracking those, I got somebody to tell me thank you, right? I got a really beautiful email from one of the former OSG members 2 days ago, I think it was. It literally brought me to tears, right? So, those types of things, you can just go look for those things and they're out there. So, okay, I've got a couple of other points here, and I keep looking down at my phone because I got some notes here. But I guess one of the other things that, and we see this inside of MOS all the time, and so it's why it stands out to me so much. But this encouraging, like, I've seen people who are struggling, and yet they're the first ones to encourage other people. And it seems like those folks that are struggling, that are though also the first ones to encourage other people, seem to be the ones that struggle the least, right? Like they get out of it much quicker than people who just want to stay in that story of woe is me, it's all about me, it's all about me. What is your guys' take on that? Does anybody have something they want to share before I throw it at both of you guys?
Well, I think it's easier to, see or help other people than it is yourself sometimes. We've
Mhm.
seen that a lot in Masters of Success when we're talking, and other people can kind of see those solutions, or at least, some suggestions when there are things that, you've been staring at the same page for 2 weeks and you're not getting any of it.
Mhm.
So, you know, to me, it's easier to go through and probably help somebody else before it is for me to try to say, I don't know what I'm doing and ask for that,
Mhm.
So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that take on that, Becky. It's a different perspective. Perfect. Kylene, what about you?
Well, I was just thinking, like, asking for help for some people is really hard. And sometimes those are the times where you need to recognize what your body's telling you and how you're feeling, how you're responding to these events that are happening. And if you're not getting those outcomes that you're wanting, lean into those people that are your supporters and ask for help. We're social beings. We love to support each other. We love to help each other. Whether or not we have the answer, it doesn't really matter sometimes. Sometimes it's just you need to talk through something with someone and you just get to that next step, right? You get out of that bubble that you might be stuck in, whatever that is for you. But that's what I would say.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. What good
Mhm.
stuff. Cool. Let me share Barb's comment, and Barb, appreciate you popping in here and sharing all this. Anybody else has feedback, thoughts on this? I know kind of I started off as a bit of a heavy subject, but I think ultimately what we're trying to do is find the solutions. And so Barb says, I agree, we are the change makers, but there will need to be balance, as I can see that it can drastically, and I'm assuming change our personal or affect our personal mental health. I'm making
Yep.
adding a word there, but
Yep.
um, so I yes, agreed 100%. Right, there does need to be balance. I
Mhm.
guess my point is that that balance doesn't necessarily come from you waiting for somebody else to come, make an impact on you. Right. So if there's uncertainty around you, be certain. Right. If you can't seem to find kindness in your world, be the kindness. If you're not sure what the next step is to take, ask for help.
Mhm.
Sometimes we want to wear this story of our situation, the crises. Like I know all those things are 100% true, but until you're ready to change it, nothing's going to happen. And I think that's the hardest part, especially for business owners, because not only are you then responsible for your own mental health and whatnot in a lot of ways, right now, you're also responsible for your business, right? There's nobody there to tell you what to do. There's,
Mhm.
if things go rough, you're not going to get a paycheck. Whereas at the job, right, somebody's telling you what to do. If things go rough, you still get your paycheck for a while at least. Right? Like it's false security, but it's security. Right.
mhm.
Yep.
So, any hot takes on that?
I was just thinking, sometimes just recognize that it's okay that whatever you're feeling, you're feeling. There's nothing you can't change how we're feeling, but we can change our next thought, right? We do have that choice. And I think just to bring gratitude into all of this, that's where gratitude can really serve us in those moments, is looking for something good in that moment. Like, I have a business, I have skills, I have, I'm breathing, I'm here. There's always something to be grateful for, and just being grateful in that moment just kind of jumpstarts you into a more positive thinking and solution oriented thoughts instead of going downward, which so easily can happen. And the other thing I was thinking is just remember, the people you're surrounding yourself with, and what you're consuming on TV, the news, social media, right now, like I said, it's really heavy. So being aware of how much you're consuming with that and how it's making you feel. Me personally, that's something that I kind of had a reality check. Aaron had heard me talking to some coworkers, and after work, he said, "Hey, not that I'm listening to you, but I was hearing, and, he's like, you can't, you just be aware that, you might be getting sucked into some more negativity moving forward." So, I'm fortunate to have good people around me and keeping me on track, but I also can feel it inside too. So it's learning to just be aware of what's happening.
Yeah. Well, just to really quick comment on that last part, you said, you're fortunate to have good people around you, but you're fortunate for sure, but you also created that, right? And I'm not
Correct.
talking
Yep.
about me, right? That,
Mhm.
yeah, you're stuck with me, but, but you're sitting
Mhm.
right next to you here on the video screen, right? You've got Becky, you've got
Yeah.
the MOS community, you've got
Mhm.
your friends and stuff like that. But you had to
Yeah.
go out and cultivate those things. You had to show up at the
Mhm.
MOS calls and be vulnerable, and
Yep.
you had to get engaged in the conversations and things like that. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that it's really clear for folks that um, you can very easily surround yourself with the right people too. It just takes intentionality and
Mhm.
putting yourself out there a little bit.
Yep. And it's uncomfortable, right? Sometimes some of those relationships are the people closest to you, right? And so whether that might be just having a conversation of how you're feeling with these interactions and kind of what you're working towards, or if they're not really receptive, maybe trying to limit some of the conversations you have with them about certain topics or the time you spend with them, if that's an option. But really, it's being true to yourself. No one wants to create more negative feelings, I don't believe. Sometimes it's just a habit we have, and
Yeah.
it's easy to stay there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Becky, any other thoughts there?
No, I mean, you know, if anybody's seen or whatever, I know I struggled the last couple months. It's just been dark and dreary, and it's just been all of it,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Cold and snowy.
And there was a point where, I mean, I had people reaching out, and I knew I should be reaching out. There was 2 days in particular I knew I should have been reaching out, but that day it just felt like I couldn't make the call. I didn't have
Yeah.
the energy for it, and I knew if I got on a call, I would have commit to more things, and I wasn't ready to commit to more
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And so I think you have to protect yourself a little bit that way too. You just can't
Mhm.
stay there. And
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
I can feel the sunshine's been out today. It's still actually
Mhm.
light out today, which is fantastic. And so obviously we're moving in towards spring. We're only what are we, a
Mhm.
month away from that. So that in and of itself is going to help. But knowing that I needed to not make that phone call that day or set that
Mhm.
time aside, I just had to keep going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I did. I kept going. I maybe didn't do, I know I didn't have my fun five down. I know I didn't have my to-do list going. Um, it was okay.
Yeah.
It
you
is.
know, I needed a
It is
few days
okay.
that obviously just
Mhm.
it didn't happen,
Yeah. I love
So,
that. That's such a great take too, Becky. Like it's okay. I think that's so
Mhm.
crucial, right? Like, okay, could you have blah blah blah? Should you have? No, right? You did exactly what you needed to do in that moment,
Yep.
and I think that's really cool that you're strong enough to understand that about yourself. So,
Mhm. And
give yourself,
sharing it with us.
yeah, give yourself a pat on the back there for
Mhm.
sure.
I don't know if I
One
can
for
do
me at least.
that.
All right. Well, I know we've kind of gotten a little heavy here, and I'm sure last week you guys had all sorts of comments, and now that I'm here with this heavy stuff that nobody wants to comment, I actually went and opened up Facebook because I was like, "Are we not seeing the comments again?" So where are you, Facebook? Are you guys okay? Is everybody okay over there? Is it still playing? It looks like it's still playing. I can test it, I guess. So, um, so anyhow,
We
do you guys
lost
want to get?
Chandler. She's the chatty one over there
Yeah,
usually.
yeah, I'm sure. Um, is why don't we get to Craig's
Sure.
comment? Somebody want to pull that up for me real quick?
Go ahead, Kylie. I was
I got it.
with
Oh.
other things, so
Okay.
Yeah.
It says making progress at setting up my print studio and shop space, 3 printers set up and working on an area to digital capture with light stand, shop space final cutter and laser in place. Awesome.
Cool.
And can you get the next one too?
Yep.
Um, and,
Sorry.
yep, that's okay. He said reached out to old coworkers for some sailing photography opportunities. I love it.
Good
Very
job.
good.
Yeah. Perfect. So, yes.
Chandler
Barb.
says she's here, but she's trying to keep the talking down. We don't need you to keep the talking down.
Yeah, that's not part of the deal, Chandler. You're supposed to keep the talking up.
Right? It's called Rising Tide Talks.
Talks. That's right. I thought man, you kind of were making me feel like I killed this thing. All right. So I guess the other thing that just the last point here from kind of some of these notes, and this is something that I would love to actually have some more conversations about. We don't have to get into all the negatives and stuff like that, but I just want to get ideas and perspectives from people on what you do when you're feeling uncertain. What do you do when you feel like there's not any kindness in the world? What do you do when you just, something feels off? So on Wednesday morning of next week is our monthly Grounds for Success virtual meetup. And it's not a training, it's not anything formal, but really just an opportunity to come together as a group of entrepreneurs and chat about topics. So Chandler and I actually get to do this live and in person here in St. Louis, and we call that the Entrepreneur Success Circle over at 80/20 Studios. And we just had that event on Monday morning, and we left super filled up, and everybody was super excited, and we made new connections at the same time. And so that's kind of the idea that I wanted to try to do virtually with the Grounds for Success. So Wednesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. The details are, it's kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better term, I'm going to use air quotes here, exclusive for Entrepreneur Success Hub members. But if you're an entrepreneur, you can be in Entrepreneur Success Hub. You just have to agree to the rules. So I've got like 5 people in there right now that we haven't let in because they haven't agreed to the rules yet.
On rules.
Yeah, they're not very difficult rules.
They are not.
Just be nice. Anyways, we're gonna. Point being, Wednesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. I'd love to have all you guys there to talk more about this topic in general, but just what's working? How can we amplify? How can we help each other? Kind of almost like a mini mastermind. Also, so let's see here. Now we grab some comments. Yes,
yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to grab some. Chandler says, and honestly, what I did when I felt like this, I took the chance to join this group and learn that we are all there, and that is, and we all ebb and flow. I mean, that's just the way it works.
Yeah, I had somebody, before you get to the next one, I'm sorry. I had somebody once tell me that they didn't like the idea that we're all in the same boat, right? Because technically, we're not, right? We all have different circumstances and things that are going on. But we are all in the same ocean, right? And so if there's a storm, we're weathering it together, and we can help each other. We can tie our boats together and lift those other people up. So anyhow, I just wanted to share that.
I just figured you were in the front of the boat and I was in the back. So
you guys are probably dragging me behind the boat. Ski. All right, go ahead.
Chandler also said, I also pray a lot and do things to make me grow in my life, business, and personal. Yes.
Amen.
Yep.
Yes. Agree to the rules, people.
Yep.
All right. Sorry.
Sandy said, I do what Becky does, had my share of those off feelings for many weeks. And that's sometimes you just kind of have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
cool.
Chandler likes the same ocean. I like that too.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Good deal. Okay. Speaking, I'm in the ocean with my arm floaties.
We're going to get the boat underneath you, Chandler. It's all right.
That's right. We're
going to get there.
You're building it. You're building it.
Here's maybe a transition. We're go ahead and send out that SOS, Chandler.
There you go.
Oh, wow, Aaron.
Wow.
How was that?
That was pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take just a quick moment and hear about Summit of Success. And then I love Barb's comment here. So let's circle back and we can kind of wrap up this conversation today after Summit of Success, if that sounds like a good plan, you guys.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Introducing the Summit of Success Business Retreat, a rustic lodge with all the modern conveniences and spectacular views will provide the ultimate retreat to recharge, refocus, and reignite your business ambitions. Join us at Coteau de Prairie's Lodge for expert insights, meaningful connections, and a space to dream big. Limited spots are available. Reserve yours today at osg.link/SOS.
Where are you?
There we go. Let's try that. I just need to go change the videos to where they automatically pop back to. So we'll get that fixed for the next time, unless you guys kick me out again. No, you didn't kick me out. I'm kidding. All right. So I actually put a post out there today. Just like, yeah, I think this is an opportunity that people don't want to sleep on here as far as Summit of Success goes. So why is that, Becky? What would they miss if they don't make it to Summit of Success?
They are going to miss pushing their business forward. There's just so much business training that we're going to have, and yet it's not going to feel like business training. First of all, the location and the lodge that you're going to be in is just not going to feel business like at all, and yet I think it will be the one thing that will help open up your mind and help you refocus, reset. We have lots of things planned for pampering you in one way or another. Actually, the gal I talked to her about one of our options, and she got really excited. So, yes, that'll be a good thing. So,
yeah.
But yeah, just I don't know. Can you imagine it? Like Chandler says, girls' night, but a getaway weekend essentially. But yet you get to grow your business at the same time. Essentially, imagine a getaway weekend where it's relaxing and it's fun and it's all the things. I haven't said that for a while. I need to use that.
We've been saying it for you. It's okay.
Okay. The relaxing and the refocusing and then still being able to add all the business training and growth mindset and the wellness side into the entire retreat.
Yeah. I just think it's a gift to you to take the time to fill your cup up and reconnect with why you're in your business and energize yourself to keep moving forward. Like Becky said, you're going to be able to take this and then apply it to all the areas of your life. It's not very often that we really take the time for us, and to grow personally and professionally. So it's just going to be a really special time together. And then when you're with other like-minded people growing together, it's even more magical. That's the word I have to use is magical.
Cool.
What's that look for, Aaron?
I was just reading Chandler's comment.
I'm like, what did I say?
No, I was reading Chandler's comment. She does get me. I love it. So two things I wanted to share though on this. Well, first to Chandler's comment here, girls' night. Yes, I will not be in the way of girls' night. There may be some other guys there, but it's just kind of it's going to have this amazing retreat vibe. Let's be honest. Here's what I've discovered in doing this work that I get to do with our success group is women are so much smarter than men and we're stubborn and forget to ask for help. So my guess is Summit of Success will be all women except for me. And that's okay. I'll be out of the way. All right. There'll be plenty for me to do while you guys have the evenings to do whatever you want to do. So anyhow, that was more a joke. The other thing that I wanted to share though, for real, was, I can't wait to kind of dig into that side of it, right? As you mentioned, Becky, it's not going to feel like this business seminar where we're all, buttoned up and really I don't know, that's just too stuffy. I don't think we actually make any progress and things like that. To make progress, we really need to open up. We really need to be relaxed. We really need to be in that space of peace and joy. And the place is going to do that. The pampering that Becky's going to do is going to do that. The wellness and just whole mind, body, soul aspect of Kylene's superpowers is going to do that. And so for me, it's really cool because then I can share the parts that I'm so passionate about in ways that I know people are going to get so much out of. I was actually sharing some of the content and some of the ideas with my business coach today, and he was blown away. He's like, "Oh my gosh, can you do this with this group for me?" And I'm like, well, "We can talk about it, but here's the deal: people come to Summit of Success, and they'll get all that." So I think that it's going to be really cool. So can't stop talking about it. Let's see here. And Chandler says, "Can I just be a guest in the show one day? I can go where the book is." Okay. We'll
Maybe next time Aaron's not going to be with us, Chandler, we'll bring you in.
okay.
We'll have a girls' night.
You guys could kick me out
Yeah.
anytime. Again, now this is perfect. Okay, well let's go ahead and wrap up, and unless somebody else has some other kind of tangents we want to go off on this kind of idea of what do you do when you're dealing with the uncertainty, right? How can we be the change makers, I guess is the ultimate question I'd like to answer. And so yes, Barb has a thing in there. Oh, thank you for sharing the link, by the way. osg.link/SOS for Summit of Success. All right. Sorry, back on track. So Barb said, for me, a trip outside and enjoying the country atmosphere, it is my reset as I find positivity in nature. Man, does that not exactly speak to that lodge that Summit of Success is going to be at? Oh man, that just makes me happy. Like I'm going
to have to go post that picture. What day was it? Sunday when I came home. Of course, when I left my parents' place and I'm driving home, off to the side is the lodge and I can see it. I actually stopped on the side of the road and took a picture of where I was and whatever. So I will get that posted too, because as I was driving by, I just had to stop and take a picture and
I love it.
And have it.
Oh man.
Say I was close.
That's awesome. That also made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. That was kind of cool. Well, and that, man, all of these happy accidents here, because that leads into Craig's, what he does is he grabs his camera and creates, right? So that's awesome. Just heading to his superpower.
Craig, watch, they have photography classes at that lodge too.
Come on, we'll figure it out. Craig, you come and teach us a photography class at the lodge. That could be an extra bonus thing that we didn't even think about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else, guys? Is there anything else that we need to cover on this idea? Anything else in the chat there? I know there's a little bit of a delay for those that are in the chat. How can we be the change maker, right? What I guess my question, or maybe even a challenge, if we want to go that far, is what are you going to do over the next few days, over the next week until we get back together on Rising Tide Talk here, to be the light in your world, to be the change maker? So any takes on that, you guys?
I mean, I would just say lean into your superpowers, your gifts that you have, the things that fulfill you, the things that you're passionate about. I mean, lean into those and just notice the energy shifting in you. That will definitely create more positive outcomes for you.
I love it. Thank you, Kylene.
And definitely back into Kylene's gratitude. We can't be upset or mad or scared or anything if we can focus on the gratitude and bring us forward. And I think that will bring us forward.
Yeah. I love it. Wow. Really good stuff. Chandler says, honestly, I think it's a sense of reflection and to have that passion to move into it. I think that second part too of what Chandler said really kind of sticks out to me, to have that passion, but the word move into it is what really kind of like, boom, that was like, oh, light bulb flashing. I think that that is it for me too, is to, you know, what we're doing on a day-to-day basis with our businesses, whatever you think about it, it doesn't matter, because the truth is you are sharing your gift, whether that's like in Craig's case, his creativity and his passion for photography, right? That's a gift, right? In Becky's case, her community and being able to support those in her community, and her creativity as well. You know, Kylene, your positivity, your harmony, your gratitude. In my case, the impact and the solution oriented part of me, right? Our businesses are meant to kind of put that out into the world. Or in Chandler's case, right? Her ability to listen and help people be heard that maybe weren't heard before. You know, she's created a nonprofit that is her passion. And so to move into it means, okay, what am I going to do today to make my business, my nonprofit, my whatever your thing is, make it more known? I think that's kind of the real linchpin, because, you know, I kind of tease Kylene sometimes about the fact that we can't let our businesses be super secret, right? So maybe that's what I'm challenging people to do, is how can you share your business with one more person this week? Thoughts?
It's a great
Ask.
challenge. Yep.
Yeah. Reach out.
Okay. Be specific, Kylene. What do you mean reach out?
Send a text. Start a conversation. Reach out. Send an email to someone, or tag them on Facebook and invite them to join you with something.
Okay.
Be direct, I guess.
Yeah, be direct. Cool. So, Kylene, what are you going to do to share Rise, Shine, Smile with more people?
I need to share it and talk about it more, and reach out to the previous participants and then ask them to bring a friend.
Okay. You're on a live video right now with people watching. Just a
Why
thought.
are you feeling all?
Just a random
Why
thought.
are you picking on Kylene? Like, I should say, I don't want to say, why are you picking on Kylene? Because then you pick on me. But
All right, go.
Now I know why I got kicked out. All right, got it. Kylene, go ahead.
Oh boy. Yes.
Well, what's happening tomorrow morning?
I have a virtual yoga tomorrow morning. If anyone would like to join me, 6:30 a.m. Central Time. You can go to riseshinesmile.com and you can sign up there, and you'll get sent the link, and we'll see you on Zoom for a half hour gentle yoga. Even if you've not done yoga before, I'll walk you through it.
Got it. And there's no charge to it, right? It's donation based. So pay what you can pay, or just come check it out. If you're unsure and you can't find how to get the link or anything like that, can people reach out to you directly?
100% you can.
Okay.
You can message me on Messenger. You can tag me on here with a question, or just reach out.
All right. So, and then I'll give Becky just a moment to think about this, so we can get to the Chandler. Chandler saved you here.
Thanks, Chandler.
So I really want to focus on communication with partners and donors. I need to ask my people what they want to see. I love that, right? Just like you were talking about there, Kylene, be direct. Just ask what they want to see. Talking about Summit of Success Weekend, he'll be finishing up printing 400 student posters.
Darn it, we don't get to learn photography from Craig.
All right. Well, maybe you can finish it early and come out anyhow. Okay. And then Chandler is going to go to a morning schmooze tomorrow at the Chamber. So that's how she's going to let more people know about the grace period. So, all right, Becky, how about you? How are you going to let more people know about BK Custom Tees, Summit of Success, whatever stands out for you?
Well, Summit of Success now currently has the event created, which should have been done last week.
Yay.
And I mean, it could have been done last week before anybody throws something at me. I don't really know why we didn't think of that sooner. That is not something.
Yeah.
It
Same.
is what it is. But
Yep.
so the event is out there. So that I will be sharing between Facebooks and messages and anywhere I can figure out to share it to. And I
Cool.
believe we also set one up in our success group also, correct? Is it the same one or is it slightly different?
It's the same one. But I am going to create another just so it's on event pages wherever people are at. So I'll create one on LinkedIn tomorrow. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And
Cool. There you
perfect.
go. Perfect. So how about everybody else out there? What is one thing that you're going to do over the next week to let more people know about your business? I got a couple things that are happening, but I'm going to share training with actually the business coaching group that I'm in. They asked me to share today, and I mentioned I was talking to my business coach today, and he loved it so much he wants me to share it with his wider group. So,
Cool.
and that
Awesome.
Congrats.
leads people into potentially signing up for an SVP, business alignment assessment. So, well, I have everybody here. If you have not done that with me yet, I would think it'd be awesome for you to check out if you go to osg.link/SVP. It's a totally no charge opportunity to just see if there's some areas where you might be out of alignment, where, just making some small changes could really drive some positive outcomes for you. So, yeah, that's what I've got. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. Cool. Great idea. Becky, you gave Craig a great idea.
There you go.
I guess I should create an event for my photo display at the library to let people know.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
And then Chandler, about your Raishan smile time there. Hurts my belly. I will do another one with you. Well, Chandler, you can come to the in-person one, which is Saturday mornings at what time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Is that time a little less difficult on your belly?
It is. And it's an hour.
And it's an hour. Okay. All right. Cool. Anything else you guys have?
No, great conversation today.
Was it, or did I just talk the whole time?
I don't think so. I think it was great.
Well, you guys brought so much good stuff, but I feel like I dominated, so I apologize for that.
It's all good. Just at the end, you were a little off.
I was off?
Calling me out.
I was going to say, you're picking on Eileen.
Well, that was so I didn't have to pick on Becky.
Sorry, Eileen. You usually get the brunt of it.
Right. I can handle them.
She signed up for it. So.
That's true.
Yeah. Chandler says, my fault. I was too fun. Thanks for taking that for me, Chandler.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you guys showing up. And again, if you're watching the replay, please do comment and let us know so we know who we get to have these fun conversations with. And then I can't wait to see everybody next Wednesday morning for the Grounds for Success. Just get over, I don't know if whoever's pulling banners up, if you wouldn't mind popping the group banner up real quick. That would be awesome to join us in the group, and the link to the Zoom will be right there. So we will see you Wednesday morning at 9:30.
What's the link again?
Group.
Group. There's Jerry. Did you find it? Yeah. Okay. There you go. osg.link/group. Thank you. All right. Cool. You guys are rock stars. We'll talk to everybody next week if I can find the closing screen. Maybe. No. I'm going to have to fix it real quick, but here we go.
Have a great week, guys.
Bye.
Not that one.